So this is the lighting cue sheet for last year's show, Little Shop of Horrors. This is what the myself and the lighting guy who was helping us last year would have followed the show with. There are some things on here that are sort of industry standard speak or bumf, just so that people can communicate with each other quite quickly via just a piece of paper like this. So for instance, we've got where it says here, snap to wide spot CS Mushnick's Flower Shop. Wide spot CS, so we have quite a lot of spotlights, but this would have been one of the profile lights, which you will have seen hopefully by the time you watch this. And CS is center stage. And the fact that it is wide is also very, very important. This means that wide, of course, the actual focus of the light is wider. Obviously, we can shrink them down to just the size of a person, or we can stretch them out to take entire groups. And there are 12 of them up there with which we can do this. And there is a center one there. And that's the green then is the LEDs. So there are 8 LEDs up there which provide color over the screen, over the stage, and 25% wash over the stage. Either could mean, and I know this was a question on the night when we saw this, is that 25% of the colour that you want, or 25% of the dim phase? So that the lights aren't up 100%, they are at 25%, therefore not as bright. And I think it was the brightness of the light that was 25%. Fade to orange, so we're fading from the green into an orange, and that's a slow fade of colour. It's not an on-off, like you flick a light switch on. It's a fade through from orange to green, and then that's asking there for a 25%. And then, of course, we've got a follow spot, which is a different type of spotlight, which is human-controlled, and last year it was a student called Arham, who was in Year 8, and he would follow. That's why it's called a follow spot, because you hold it, and you follow whoever is on stage around. And again, you can widen and shrink the actual aperture of that down to one person or to more, and change the colour and so on and so forth. Again, we've got on here snap to spot CS, and a snap is different. A snap is bang, straight on. And a snap can come with a cue, so it could come with a music cue. It could come with the beginning of a song, or when somebody says something, and it must come on like a light switch. Snap, bang, it's on. And the person, whoever that may be, who is having the spotlight fixed on them, needs to be in the right place, in the right position at the right time. Generally, those are a little bit more difficult to do, but they do go very well. As I remember rightly, it did go very well.
Is that what you get from a technical rehearsal then?
Yeah, the tech rehearsal, which is usually the Saturday before we do the shows the following week. We all come in and then we run through sound, lighting and music cues. So obviously the band would be in as well. The lighting technician, sound technician and music technician will be in. And we go through everything from microphone changes and where everybody is backstage, actors and actress-wise, to what... actually, the first time we'll run through this, and we'll run through the colour changes, because this doesn't just happen. The desk has to be programmed for the show. The lighting desk may not have an orange at that point. You want to run the lighting desk, and we'll show you the lighting desk later on. You want to run the lighting desk in line with FX1, FX2, FX3, FX4, and so on as the show goes. And you keep moving to the next actual phase on the desk to move it through until you get to FX55 to end the show. That's basically how it works, and it makes it easier. Of course, I believe these were double sides as well. Yes, they were. Quite extensive lighting setup on this one. There's a few other little bits on here, and the one thing that as a technician you need to know as a sound or a lighting engineer is CS and DSR and all of this sort of abbreviation. Basically, a DSR is downstage right. And it works opposite from how it does when you're sat looking at the stage. When you look at the stage, you would think that stage right was over here, because that's your right hand, that's your left hand. That's wrong. Downstage right is generally the opposite way around, because that's for also the actors as well. And if they're stage right, then stage right is over here, which is your left.
It's as the actor sees it.
It's as the actor sees it. So you kind of have to go into oppositesville when you're at the sound and lighting desk. And the lighting desk is actually labelled that way. That's how I've labelled it. So if it says stage right for a certain spot, it's actually the left-hand side of the stage.